ASMR. Welcome to the book club corner, where I'm going to show you guys some books that I've read and give you my opinions on them. I do have like some fireplace crackles in the background here. Hopefully you guys can hear them good. So, first and foremost is Astro Poets Alex Dimitrov and Dorothy Lasky. Dorothea Lasky. Your Guide to the Zodiac. This book is really fun if you're into your zodiac sign. I followed these two people on Twitter, and they would post like weekly horoscopes, and I really liked it. So this goes over like a good bit of very basic zodiac information, and then goes into each sign. And I like it because it's like, let's see. Aries. So it goes over the Aries. Things you might want to know about Aries. Aries as a lover. Aries as a friend. Aries style. Texting with Aries. The Aries imagination. Famous Aries. Other famous, and then it has a playlist and a poem, and it does that for every single sign, so it's really, really cool. And you know, I did just read something for those who are into astrology. I just finished with my Saturn return. Anyone who follows astrology, Saturn just moved out of Pisces and into Aries for the next, I think, like 3 years. So let's talk about a Saturn return, okay? Saturn return is something you have undoubtedly heard about from your friends and lovers. You probably understand it as a thing to either revere or fear, and probably both. When Saturn returns, it means that almost 30 years have passed since you were born, and it's now high time to figure some shit out. Saturn is a planet that rules Capricorn, and I am a Capricorn. And so it is industrial one. It's influence to get us to work hard and start building foundations in order to create an empire. So it comes around every 30-ish years. It can also dredge up childhood memories, traumas, and force people to deal with them head on. It's basically a little bit of a time to get your shit together, and like life is gonna start showing you what does and doesn't belong in your life. Really cool book. Alice in Blunderland. Okay, so this is a series by Phyllis Naylor. This is a young adult series. I would say that it's children and young adult. This woman wrote, I believe these are based on her life. And she wrote basically like a narrative of this young girl named Alice, and it takes you through every single grade of her life. Wouldn't say that these are necessarily by grade, but they do go in a chronological order. And this one is when she's in 4th grade, so this one is very young. It's a really good coming of age series if you're not afraid to actually let your children read about real life. Perks of Being a Wallflower. I actually have not read this book in years because while it's one of my favorite books, it's a book that I just cannot read often because it mentally fucks me up. A lot of my favorite books are like this, but some of them I just have an easier time rereading, which I have a few here. But this one was a particularly hard read for me for some reason. I would actually love to reread this, and I might make a genuine effort to do that this year. All the Right Places. This was made into a movie some time ago now. This is another book that is so sad. And it's got a lot of like mental illness type discussion, loss, grief. So it's a really, really good book, but another one where I was like, oh god, I don't want to read that again. Just Listen by Sarah Dessen. She's another young adult author. I do love young adult books. That's my favorite like type of literature to read. This is another like book with a heavy topic, but I also like love the character development. The main character is just really relatable in my opinion, and I think it kind of pushes the question of like how honest we really are with ourselves and other people. Now this is a book that's pretty heavy that I still read and have reread. Oh my gosh, hundreds of times in my life I've read this book. This is an Ellen Hopkins book. This book is written in poetry style, so it's not as big of a book as it seems. This book is about 3 teenagers who get put in a mental health facility, and it goes between their points of views, and it's really interesting. It's a book where I genuinely love all 3 of the characters in their own way, and I also think that this book's predecessor, no, the book that comes after this one, I think predecessor's before, the book that comes after this is very, very good as well, and I believe that is called Perfect, and it focuses on the twin sister of one of the main characters in this book. Really like it. Again, another really tragic book. Not exactly a light read. But speaking of light reads, something else I used to read all the time are R.L. Stine books. And I read the Goosebumps books, and I read his teenage versions, which were Fear Street, Bad Dreams. These books are so funny because like every single like end of a chapter is a like cliffhanger, and I don't know, it's really funny. I'll be honest, I still like to read these because they're like a quick, goofy little read, and some of them are a little creepy, so I mean there's still some Goosebumps that I think are creepy. And Ned Vizzini has written a couple of books that I love. Be More Chill is one of them. I believe the other one, his big one, is It's Kind of a Funny Story. I was actually rereading that recently, and I don't think I got to finish it. But I really like this one. This is about a boy who it's like this, for a lack of a better term, a computer program downloaded in his head to make him be more cool. I love this book. A lot of people say this book sucks because it's not politically correct, but that doesn't bother me in books. This was written, let's see, I think it was in the early 2000s, if I'm not, oh gosh, mistaken. 2004. So honestly, it's pretty spot on for the age, I think, but that's just what some people say on Goodreads. I do go on Goodreads and rate books that I've read, if I can remember, just because I read quite a bit when I want to, and especially since I've started downloading books online and then returning them to my local library, I don't always remember it because I don't always buy physical copies of books. I try to already read the book and know I like it before I buy it. So yeah, that is my little corner of books for tonight. I do have more books and might do more videos like this. So thank you guys for joining me. I love you guys so much.